Okay, so next up on my team associated TC6.2 guide is how I'm mounting the servo. So this is the standard servo mount, and it basically braces the servo to the front bell cranks, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted that as a separate item so that there was more flex in that area. So basically I've just cut across the two joins there so that you end up with a separate piece at the back just to mount the servo, and then on the bell cranks you can just put the screw in the top just to hold them together. The other thing I'm doing is, depending on what servo you use, and it might be tricky to see this with my phone, but depending on what servo you use, you might need to put some shims between the blue mount and the carbon top piece. It'll just depend on what servo you're using and how thick it is. This is a KO servo, it's quite thick, and you want to have a bit of a gap between the chassis and the servo, otherwise there's no point in having a floating servo. So you want a sort of a 1/2 mm gap, so there's a bit of room there for the chassis to flex. So just check that your servo's off the ground, and if it's not, just add a shim between the actual mount and the carbon plate just to raise it up a bit. Okay, I shall come back with some more later.